You're looking for success. Maybe it's career success, promotions, recognition, financial growth. Maybe it's personal success, relationships, health, fulfillment. Maybe it's all of it. But here's what you need to understand. All success, every kind, starts with you. Not with circumstances, not with opportunities, not with luck or connections or timing. With you. Your success is a direct reflection of who you are. Your habits, your mindset, your character, your daily choices. The person you are today determines the success you experience tomorrow. This is both challenging and empowering. Challenging because it means you can't blame external factors when you're not succeeding. But empowering because it means you control your success through becoming the person capable of achieving it. Most people have this backwards. They think success comes first. Then they'll become better. When I get the promotion, then I'll be confident. When I make more money, then I'll feel successful. When I find the right relationship, then I'll be happy. This is waiting for external success to change your internal state. It doesn't work that way. Success flows from the inside out, not the outside in. You become your best self first. Then, success follows naturally. Because success isn't something you chase, it's something you attract by becoming the person who naturally attracts it. Think about successful people you admire. They're not successful because lucky things happen to them. They're successful because they develop themselves into people capable of creating and sustaining success. They built certain habits. They developed specific mindsets. They mastered themselves. They became the kind of person success gravitates toward. You can do the same. But it requires shifting your focus from external achievement to internal development, from what you want to get to who you need to become. This is the journey of becoming your best self. Not your perfect self that doesn't exist. Your best self. The fullest expression of your potential. The person you're capable of being when you develop yourself deliberately. Here's what most people don't realize. You're not fixed. You're not stuck being who you've been. You can change. You can grow. You can become someone different. Someone better. But this doesn't happen accidentally. It happens through conscious, deliberate self-development. Through daily choices to become better. Through commitment to growth, even when it's uncomfortable. Most people spend their lives trying to change their circumstances while remaining the same person. They want different results without becoming different themselves. This is futile. Your results will always match who you are. If you want different results, you must become a different person. Not completely different, but elevated, improved, more capable. That's what this audiobook is about. Becoming your best self so success naturally follows. We'll explore 10 essential dimensions of becoming your best self. Taking ownership of your life completely. Developing unwavering self-discipline. Cultivating a growth-oriented mindset. Building character through integrity. Mastering your emotions and responses. Creating powerful daily habits. Developing mental toughness and resilience. Investing in continuous learning and skill development. Building meaningful relationships and connections. And living with clear purpose and intention. These aren't separate topics, they're interconnected dimensions of self-development. Together, they create your best self. And your best self creates your success. But I need to be honest with you. This journey is demanding. Becoming your best self requires letting go of comfortable mediocrity. It requires facing your weaknesses honestly. It requires consistent effort over time. It requires choosing growth over comfort repeatedly. Most people aren't willing to do this work. They want success without self-development. They want the rewards without the transformation. That's why most people don't achieve significant success. Not because they can't, but because they won't do the internal work required. Can you be different? Can you commit to becoming your best self, even when it's challenging? Can you focus on who you're becoming rather than just what you're achieving? If yes, then this journey will change everything. Because here's the truth. You're capable of far more than you're currently demonstrating. But that capability stays dormant until you develop yourself. Until you become the person capable of expressing it. Right now, there's a gap between who you are and who you could be, between your current self and your best self. That gap represents unrealized potential, unused capability, dormant success. Closing that gap is the work. Becoming your best self is the goal. And success in all its forms is the natural result. You've probably spent years focused on achieving external success while neglecting internal development. You've chased opportunities while remaining the same person. You've wanted different results while maintaining the same habits and mindset. That ends now. Starting today, your focus shifts. Success isn't your primary goal. Becoming your best self is. Because when you become your best self, success is inevitable. Not guaranteed in the form you expect, not on the timeline you prefer, but inevitable, because a person operating at their highest level naturally creates value, and creating value generates success. Think about your life right now. Your relationships, career, health, finances, daily experience. All of it reflects who you currently are. If you're not satisfied with any of it, the solution isn't to change those things directly. It's to change yourself. Become better, and everything else improves. This might seem indirect. I don't need to become better, I need a better job. But you won't sustain a better job unless you're someone capable of excellent performance. I don't need to become better, I need better relationships. But you won't attract or maintain quality relationships unless you're someone capable of being a quality partner, friend, or colleague. Everything flows from who you are. Change who you are, and everything changes. So let's begin this transformation. Let's explore what it means to become your best self. Let's develop the dimensions of character, capability, and consciousness that create success. Let's stop chasing success and start building the person who naturally attracts it. Because success starts with you. Always. Your best self creates your best life. Nothing less will do. Are you ready to become that person? To do the work of self-development? To transform from who you've been into who you're capable of being? Then let's begin. Your journey to becoming your best self starts now. And with it, your journey to genuine, sustainable success. Chapter 1. Take complete ownership of your life. Becoming your best self begins with one fundamental shift: taking complete ownership of your life. Not partial ownership, not conditional ownership, complete ownership. This means accepting that you're responsible for where you are, where you're going, and who you're becoming. No exceptions. No excuses. No blaming. Most people resist this. They prefer to blame circumstances, other people, bad luck, or their past for their current situation. This blame feels good temporarily. It absolves them of responsibility. But blame is powerless. When you blame external factors, you give away your power to change. You're essentially saying, "My life is controlled by things outside me, so I can't improve it." Ownership is powerful. When you take complete ownership, you reclaim control. You're saying, "My life is my responsibility. If something isn't working, I can change it." This shift from blame to ownership is the foundation of becoming your best self. Here's what it means. Own your current situation. Where you are right now is the result of your past choices, actions, and responses. Not entirely, you didn't choose your starting circumstances, but you chose how to respond to them. Your career? Result of your past work ethic, skill development, and opportunities you pursued or didn't pursue. Your relationships? Result of who you chose to connect with and how you've shown up in those relationships. Your health? Result of your past diet, exercise, and health choices. Your finances? Result of your past earning, spending, and investing decisions. This isn't about guilt. It's about recognizing cause and effect. Your actions created your current results. Different actions will create different results. Own your reactions. You can't control what happens to you, but you always control your response. Someone treats you poorly? You don't control their behavior, but you control your reaction. You can respond with dignity or react emotionally. You face setbacks? You don't control their occurrence, but you control your response. You can learn and persist, or complain and quit. Your reactions are always your responsibility. Always. Own your growth. No one else is responsible for your development. Not your parents, teachers, employer, or mentor. They might support you. They might provide opportunities. But you're responsible for taking advantage of those opportunities and doing the work of growth. If you're not learning, developing, and improving, that's on you. Own your choices. Every day, you make countless choices. What to eat, how to spend time, what effort to give, how to treat people, what to focus on. These choices, accumulated over time, create your life. Own them completely. Don't pretend you had to make choices you made. You chose. Own it. Own your mistakes. You've made mistakes. You will make more. Own them without excuse or justification. I made a poor decision. I didn't prepare adequately. I handled that badly. No. But just ownership. Owning mistakes allows you to learn from them. Defending mistakes keeps you repeating them. Own your future. Your future isn't determined by external forces. It's determined by who you become and what you do. Want a different future? Become a different person. Make different choices. Take different actions. You're not a victim of fate. You're the architect of your future. Stop waiting for rescue. No one is coming to save you. No perfect opportunity will arrive. No external force will fix your life. You must save yourself. You must create opportunities. You must fix your own life. This isn't pessimistic, it's empowering. You don't need rescue. You need ownership. Accept that life isn't fair. It's not. Some people start with advantages. Some face harder circumstances. Life distributes cards unevenly. Complaining about unfairness changes nothing. Taking ownership of your hand and playing it excellently changes everything. Recognize that ownership creates freedom. When you blame others, you're trapped. Your life can't improve until they change. When you own your life, you're free. Your life improves when you change. And you can always change. Here's what happens when you take complete ownership. You become powerful. You're no longer at the mercy of external factors. You're in control of your responses, choices, and development. You stop wasting energy. Blaming drains energy. Ownership directs it productively towards solutions and growth. You earn respect. People respect those who own their lives. They don't respect victims who blame everything else. You develop faster. When you own your results, you identify what needs to change and change it quickly. When you blame, you stay stuck, waiting for external changes. You become your best self. Your best self takes full responsibility. Never blames. Never makes excuses. Just owns everything and works to improve. Let me be clear. Ownership doesn't mean you caused everything in your life. It means you're responsible for your response to everything in your life. You didn't choose your childhood circumstances, but you choose how you respond to that history now. You didn't choose certain challenges you've faced, but you choose how you face them. You might not have caused a problem, but you're responsible for solving it if it affects you. This is the essence of ownership. You might not control what happens, but you always control your response, and your response determines your results. Here's your challenge. For 1 week, take complete ownership of everything. No blaming, no excuses, no complaints about external factors. When something goes wrong, what's my part in this? What can I control? What will I do about it? When you're not getting the results you want, what do I need to change about myself to get better results? When you face obstacles, how will I overcome this? What resources do I have? What's my next action? Practice ownership relentlessly for 1 week. Notice how it changes your thinking and energy, then extend it. Make ownership your default. Make it who you are. Because your best self takes complete ownership. No exceptions. No excuses. Just full responsibility for your life and your development. Take complete ownership. Reclaim your power. Become someone who creates their life rather than blames it. This is where becoming your best self begins. With ownership, Chapter 2. Develop unwavering self-discipline. Your best self is disciplined. Not occasionally. Not when motivated. Consistently. Regardless of feelings or circumstances. Self-discipline is the bridge between your current self and your best self. It's what allows you to do what you should do, even when you don't want to do it. Without discipline, you're at the mercy of impulses, emotions, and circumstances. With discipline, you control your actions regardless of internal or external conditions. Most people have weak discipline. They do things when they feel like it. They quit when things get hard. They choose immediate pleasure over long-term benefit repeatedly. Then they wonder why they're not becoming their best selves. It's because discipline is required for growth, and they lack it. Here's how to develop unwavering self-discipline. Understand that discipline is a skill, not a trait. You're not born disciplined or undisciplined. Discipline is built through practice. Every time you do something difficult, you build discipline. Every time you choose long-term benefit over immediate pleasure, you strengthen it. Discipline is like a muscle. Use it consistently, and it grows stronger. Start with small, daily commitments. Don't try to be perfectly disciplined immediately. Start small. Commit to one small discipline daily. Maybe making your bed. Maybe 10 push-ups. Maybe 5 minutes of reading. Keep this commitment every single day. No exceptions. This proves to yourself that you can be disciplined. Never negotiate with yourself. When it's time to do your committed action, don't debate. Don't consider whether you feel like it. Just do it. The negotiation itself is lack of discipline. Disciplined people don't negotiate, they execute. Do the hardest thing first. Each day, identify your most difficult task. Do it first. This builds discipline and creates momentum. If you can handle the hardest thing while fresh, everything else feels easier. Create systems that enforce discipline. Don't rely on willpower alone. Build systems. Wake up routines that automatically trigger your morning disciplines. Meal prep that removes decisions about healthy eating. Calendar blocks that protect time for important work. Systems make discipline easier by reducing decisions and temptations. Track your discipline. Keep visible records of maintained disciplines. Calendar marks. Habit trackers. Journals. Seeing your discipline streak motivates you to maintain it. You don't want to break the chain. Practice discomfort regularly. Discipline is doing things despite discomfort. Build your discomfort tolerance deliberately. Cold showers. Intense workouts. Fasting. Difficult conversations. Choose discomfort regularly to strengthen your discipline muscle. Eliminate temptations. Make undisciplined choices harder. Don't keep junk food in your house. Remove social media apps from your phone. Avoid environments that trigger undisciplined behavior. Discipline isn't just about doing hard things, it's about removing easy temptations. Connect discipline to identity. Don't say, "I should be disciplined." Say, "I am disciplined." This identity shift makes discipline automatic. You do disciplined things because that's who you are, not because you force yourself. Handle failures immediately. You'll occasionally lack discipline. When this happens, don't spiral. Get back to discipline immediately. Missing one day is a mistake. Missing 2 days is a new pattern. Never let discipline breaks extend. Surround yourself with disciplined people. Discipline is contagious. Spend time with people who are disciplined, and you'll become more disciplined. Practice delayed gratification. Discipline is often about delaying immediate pleasure for greater future benefit. Practice this deliberately. Wait before purchasing. Save before spending. Work before playing. Delay immediate gratification consciously. Make discipline non-negotiable. Decide that certain disciplines are absolute. They happen regardless of circumstances, feelings, or obstacles. This non-negotiable standard removes all the energy-draining debates about whether to maintain discipline. Here's why discipline matters for becoming your best self. Your best self does what should be done regardless of feelings. They exercise even when tired. They work even when unmotivated. They're kind even when frustrated. This consistency requires discipline. Without it, you only do things when conditions are perfect. Conditions are rarely perfect. Additionally, Discipline compounds. Each discipline choice makes the next easier. Over months and years, discipline creates extraordinary results. One disciplined day doesn't matter much, but disciplined days consistently for years, that creates transformation. Think about successful people. They're not more talented or lucky. They're more disciplined. They do what needs to be done consistently, regardless of how they feel about it. You can develop the same level of discipline, but only through practice. Through choosing discipline repeatedly until it becomes automatic. Let me address a concern. Won't being disciplined make life joyless? No. Lack of discipline makes life joyless. When you're undisciplined, you constantly fail at your goals. You disappoint yourself. You don't develop. Discipline creates the conditions for joy. When you're disciplined, you achieve things. You develop. You become capable. This creates genuine satisfaction. Also, discipline creates freedom. When basic responsibilities are handled through discipline, you're free to enjoy other things without guilt or worry. Another concern: what if I'm just not a disciplined person? You're not fixed. You weren't born undisciplined. You learned undisciplined habits. You can learn disciplined ones. Start small. Practice daily. Build gradually. You'll become disciplined through disciplined practice. Here's your action step. Choose one daily discipline, something specific and achievable. Commit to it for 30 days with 0 exceptions. Maybe 20 minutes of focused work first thing each morning. Maybe no phone for the first hour after waking. Maybe healthy breakfast daily. Maybe evening planning for tomorrow. Choose one. Do it every single day for 30 days. Prove to yourself that you can be disciplined. After 30 days, add another discipline. Build your disciplined life one commitment at a time. Your best self is disciplined, consistently, powerfully, unstoppably. Develop unwavering self-discipline. Become someone who does what should be done regardless of circumstances. Chapter 3. Cultivate a growth-oriented mindset. Your mindset, how you think about yourself, your abilities, and your potential determines whether you become your best self or stay stuck. There are two fundamental mindsets: fixed and growth. Fixed mindset believes abilities are innate and unchangeable. I'm not good at this. I can't learn that. This is just who I am. Growth mindset believes abilities can be developed through effort. I'm not good at this yet. I can learn anything with practice. I can change and improve. Your best self has a growth mindset, because you can't become your best self while believing you're fixed at your current level. Here's how to cultivate a growth-oriented mindset. Replace "I can't" with "I can't yet." This simple addition changes everything. "I can't" is fixed. "I can't yet" is growth-oriented. It acknowledges current limitations while maintaining possibility for development. View challenges as opportunities. Fixed mindset avoids challenges that might reveal limitations. Growth mindset seeks challenges as opportunities to grow. When you face something difficult, don't think, "This is too hard for me." Think, "This is an opportunity to develop new capabilities." Embrace failure as feedback. Fixed mindset sees failure as proof of inadequacy. Growth mindset sees failure as information for improvement. When you fail, don't conclude, "I'm not capable." Ask, "What can I learn? What will I do differently?" Focus on effort, not just talent. Fixed mindset believes success comes from innate talent. Growth mindset knows success comes from consistent effort. Celebrate your effort and persistence, not just natural abilities. Learn from others' success. Fixed mindset is threatened by others' success. Growth mindset is inspired by it. When others succeed, don't feel inadequate. Think, "If they can do it, I can learn to do it too." Believe in your capacity to learn. You can learn virtually anything with sufficient time and effort. You're not limited to what you currently know. This belief opens up possibilities. Without it, you're trapped in current capabilities. Seek feedback actively. Fixed mindset avoids feedback that might reveal limitations. Growth mindset seeks feedback to accelerate growth. Ask for honest feedback. Don't defend or justify. Just listen, learn, and improve. Celebrate progress, not just achievement. You won't always achieve your goal immediately, but you can always make progress. Acknowledge improvement. I'm better at this than I was last month. This reinforces growth mindset. Use empowering language. How you talk to yourself shapes your mindset. Stop saying, "I'm terrible at this." Say, "I'm developing this skill." Stop saying, "I always fail at that." Say, "I'm learning what works." Stop saying, "I can't change." Say, "I'm in the process of changing." Study learning and neuroplasticity. Understanding that your brain physically changes through learning reinforces growth mindset. You're literally not the same person you were a year ago. Your brain has restructured through experiences and learning. Surround yourself with growth-minded people. Spend time with people who believe in development and possibility. Avoid people who insist you can't change or that limitations are permanent. Set learning goals, not just performance goals. Performance goals focus on outcomes. Learning goals focus on development. Don't just aim to get promoted. Aim to develop leadership skills that merit promotion. Practice new things regularly. Actively seek opportunities to learn. Take courses. Try new activities. Develop new skills. Each new learning experience reinforces that you're capable of growth. Reframe obstacles. When you encounter obstacles, don't see them as barriers proving you can't succeed. See them as puzzles to solve, challenges to overcome. Adopt "not yet" thinking about your goals. You haven't achieved your goals yet, but with continued effort and learning, you will. This maintains motivation while acknowledging current reality. Study others' growth journeys. Read biographies. Listen to interviews. Learn how successful people develop themselves. This proves that growth is real and achievable. Here's why growth mindset matters for becoming your best self. Your best self is significantly different from your current self. Getting there requires believing change is possible. If you have fixed mindset, you'll hit your current limitations and conclude, "This is as good as I get." You'll stop growing. If you have growth mindset, you'll hit limitations and think, "What do I need to learn or develop to move past this?" You'll keep growing. Additionally, growth mindset creates resilience. When you believe you can develop and improve, setbacks don't devastate you. They're just temporary obstacles in ongoing growth. Fixed mindset makes setbacks catastrophic. If you believe abilities are fixed and you fail, it proves you lack necessary abilities. This is devastating. Growth mindset makes setbacks educational. You failed this time, but you can learn and improve for next time. Think about areas where you've told yourself, "I'm just not good at that." Math, public speaking, relationships, fitness, whatever it is. Those aren't permanent limitations. They're current skill levels. With growth mindset and effort, you can develop any of these. Your best self might be excellent at things your current self struggles with, but you'll only get there by believing growth is possible. Let me address a concern. Isn't growth mindset just positive thinking? Some people are naturally talented at things. Yes, natural talent exists, but talent is just a starting point. Development comes from effort. Growth mindset doesn't deny different starting points. It asserts that effort matters more than starting points. Someone naturally talented who doesn't develop stays mediocre. Someone less naturally talented who works hard becomes excellent. Another concern. What if I try to grow and still fail? Then you learn from that experience and try differently. Growth isn't linear. You don't succeed at every attempt, but each attempt, successful or not, provides information and development. Here's your action step. Identify one area where you've had fixed mindset, where you've told yourself, "I'm just not good at this," or "I can't do that." This week, reframe it with growth mindset. "I haven't developed this skill yet, but I can learn it." Then take one action toward developing it. Read an article, watch a tutorial, practice for 15 minutes. Do something that represents growth. Notice how different this feels from resigned acceptance of limitation. Cultivate growth mindset in all areas of your life. Believe you can learn, develop, and improve in anything. Your best self believes in unlimited growth potential. Adopt that belief. Become that person. Chapter 4. Build character through integrity. Your best self has strong character. Not situational character, consistent character. Not convenient character, principled character. Character is who you are when no one's watching. It's doing the right thing, even when the wrong thing would be easier or more profitable. Most people have conditional character. They're honest when it's convenient. They're reliable when it's easy. They're principled when there's no cost. But character isn't character unless it's consistent and costly. Real character shows up especially when doing the right thing is difficult. Here's how to build character through integrity. Define your values clearly. What principles guide your life? What matters most to you? What lines won't you cross? Write these down. Be specific. Your values are your character foundation. Live by your values consistently. Values mean nothing if you only follow them when convenient. Live them always. If you value honesty, be honest even when lying would be easier. If you value loyalty, be loyal even when it's costly. Keep your word. When you say you'll do something, do it. Your word should be absolutely reliable. Don't make promises you might not keep. Don't commit if you're not certain. But once you commit, follow through absolutely. Be honest even when it costs you. Truth isn't truth only when it's profitable. Be honest even when honesty creates problems for you. Admit mistakes. Acknowledge limitations. Speak truth even when it's uncomfortable. Do the right thing in private. Character is most tested when no one's watching. Do the right thing, even when no one will know. Don't litter when alone. Don't cut corners when unsupervised. Don't compromise integrity for convenience. Admit wrongdoing immediately. When you make mistakes or do wrong, own it immediately. Don't wait to be caught. Don't minimize or justify. Quick admission demonstrates character. Defensive justification demonstrates weak character. Stand up for what's right. When you witness wrong behavior, speak up. Don't be silent to avoid conflict. Character requires courage. Sometimes, you'll need to stand alone for what's right. Treat everyone with respect. How you treat people who can't benefit you reveals your character. Be respectful to servers, janitors, subordinates, strangers. Character shows in how you treat everyone, not just important people. Follow through on commitments to yourself. Integrity includes self-integrity. Keep commitments you make to yourself. If you tell yourself you'll exercise, exercise. If you promise yourself you'll save money, save it. Your relationship with yourself matters. Be consistent across contexts. Don't be one person at work and another at home. Don't have professional ethics and personal ethics. Your character should be the same regardless of context. Choose principles over profit. Sometimes integrity costs money or opportunities. Choose integrity anyway. Short-term loss of profit is worth long-term maintenance of character. Build reputation slowly through consistent actions. Reputation is the external evidence of internal character. Don't try to manage your reputation. Just consistently demonstrate character, and reputation follows naturally. Surround yourself with people of character. Character is influenced by who you spend time with. Choose friends and associates who value integrity. Avoid those who compromise it easily. Handle power and authority with integrity. Character is especially tested when you have power over others. Don't abuse power. Don't take advantage. Use authority responsibly and ethically. Make amends when you fail. You'll sometimes fail to live up to your values. When this happens, make it right. Apologize. Make restitution. Correct the wrong. Don't just move on. Here's why character matters for becoming your best self. Your best self has deep self-respect. You can't respect yourself while compromising integrity. Every compromise erodes self-respect. When you live with integrity, you can look yourself in the mirror with pride. You know you're someone worthy of respect. Additionally, character creates trust. People trust those with integrity. They give opportunities to people they trust. Weak character might create short-term gains through manipulation or deception, but it destroys relationships and opportunities long-term. Strong character might sometimes cost you short-term, but it builds trust, respect, and opportunities long-term. Your best self is trusted, respected, reliable. These qualities come from character, not cleverness. Think about people you most respect. What do they have in common? Almost certainly, integrity. They're people of character. You can become that person others respect deeply, but only through building and maintaining character consistently. Let me address a concern. Won't having strong integrity put me at a disadvantage against people who cheat? Sometimes, temporarily. But people without integrity eventually destroy themselves. Their dishonesty catches up with them. They lose trust and opportunities. Meanwhile, people with integrity build sustainable success. They might progress slower initially, but they build on solid foundation. Another concern. What if I've already compromised my integrity? Can I build character now? Yes. Your past doesn't determine your future character. You can decide today to live with integrity going forward. Acknowledge past failures. Make amends where possible. Then commit to integrity from this point forward. Character is built through current choices, not erased by past mistakes. Here's your action step. Identify one area where you've been compromising integrity, where you've been doing the convenient thing rather than the right thing. This week, address it. Do the right thing, even though it's harder or more costly. Restore your integrity in that area. Then choose another area. Build your character systematically, one principled choice at a time. Your best self has unshakable character. Build it. Maintain it. Let it define who you are. Character is the foundation of genuine success. Build that foundation through unwavering integrity. Chapter 5. Master your emotions and responses. Your emotions are powerful. They can motivate you or paralyze you. They can guide you or mislead you. They can enhance your judgment or cloud it completely. Your best self doesn't suppress emotions or let them run wild. Your best self masters emotions, experiencing them without being controlled by them. Most people are either emotionally repressed or emotionally reactive. They either suppress all feelings or express every feeling impulsively. Neither extreme serves you. Emotional mastery is the middle path, fully feeling emotions while maintaining control of your responses. Here's how to master your emotions and responses. Develop emotional awareness. You can't master emotions you don't notice. Practice identifying what you're feeling in real time. I'm feeling angry right now. I'm experiencing anxiety. I'm feeling excited. This simple naming creates space between feeling and reacting. Understand that emotions are information, not commands. Anger tells you something feels unjust. Fear tells you something feels threatening. Sadness tells you something feels like loss. These are information signals, not instructions for action. You can feel angry without attacking, feel afraid without fleeing, feel sad without collapsing. Practice the pause. Between feeling an emotion and acting, insert a pause, even 5 seconds. In that pause, choose your response rather than reacting automatically. Question your emotional interpretations. Emotions come with stories. I'm angry because they disrespected me. I'm anxious because I'll fail. These stories aren't necessarily true. Question them. Are there other interpretations? Other perspectives? Respond from values, not from emotions. When emotional, ask, what response aligns with my values? Not, what does my emotion want me to do? Your values should guide actions, not temporary emotional states. Develop emotional regulation techniques. Build a toolkit for managing intense emotions. Deep breathing, physical exercise, journaling, talking with trusted friends, time in nature, meditation. Different techniques work for different emotions and situations. Build a diverse toolkit. Practice emotional expression appropriately. Don't suppress emotions completely. Express them in healthy, appropriate ways. Feel sad? Cry privately. Feel angry? Express it constructively or burn it off through exercise. Feel joyful? Celebrate. Healthy expression prevents emotion buildup while maintaining control. Separate triggers from causes. Something triggered your emotion, but the cause is usually deeper. You're not angry because they were late. You're angry because you value respect and interpreted lateness as disrespect. Understanding actual causes helps you address root issues, not just react to triggers. Build emotional resilience. You can't control all emotions, but you can build capacity to handle them. Each time you feel strong emotion and respond well, you build resilience. Next time, it's slightly easier. Don't make major decisions when emotional. Strong emotions cloud judgment. When you're very angry, sad, excited, or fearful, delay important decisions. Wait until emotions calm, then decide. You'll make better choices. Practice empathy for yourself. Be compassionate with yourself about emotions. Don't judge yourself for feeling. I'm human. Emotions are normal. I'm allowed to feel this. Self-compassion makes emotions less overwhelming. Understand emotional patterns. Notice your recurring emotional responses. What consistently triggers anger? Anxiety? Sadness? Awareness of patterns allows you to prepare better responses. Challenge catastrophic thinking. Anxiety often creates worst-case scenarios. This will be terrible. Everything will fall apart. Challenge these thoughts. Is this true? What's more likely? What's the worst that could actually happen? Could I handle that? Build positive emotional experiences. Don't just manage negative emotions. Actively cultivate positive ones. Gratitude practices. Joyful activities. Meaningful connections. Beautiful experiences. Emotional mastery includes creating positive emotional life, not just controlling negative emotions. Seek professional help when needed. Some emotional challenges require therapy or counseling. This isn't weakness, it's wisdom. If emotions consistently overwhelm you or impact functioning, get professional support. Here's why emotional mastery matters for becoming your best self. Your best self responds wisely to situations. They don't react impulsively based on momentary emotions. They feel fully joy, sadness, anger, fear, but they choose their actions based on values and wisdom, not emotional impulses. This creates consistency. People can rely on them because they don't become different people based on emotional state. Additionally, emotional mastery creates inner peace. When you're not at the mercy of emotional storms, you're calmer internally. You still feel emotions, but they're not overwhelming. They're information and experience, not controllers of your behavior. Think about someone you admire for their composure. They feel emotions like everyone else, but they don't let emotions dictate their behavior. That's emotional mastery, and you can develop it. Let me address a concern. Won't emotional control make me cold and unfeeling? No. You're not suppressing emotions. You're experiencing them fully while maintaining control of responses. You can be deeply moved by something and still respond appropriately. You can feel intense anger and still behave with dignity. Emotional mastery creates appropriate expression, not emotional shutdown. Another concern. Some emotions feel too overwhelming to control. Start with smaller emotions. Practice pause and conscious response with mild irritation or minor anxiety. As you build the skill, you'll handle stronger emotions better. It's progressive development. Here's your action step. This week, practice the 5-second pause. Every time you feel strong emotion, pause 5 seconds before responding. In that pause, breathe deeply and ask, what response aligns with my values? Then respond from that place, rather than from raw emotion. Do this consistently for a week. Notice how it changes your emotional reactions. Master your emotions. Feel fully but respond wisely. Become someone who experiences emotions without being controlled by them. Your best self has emotional mastery. Develop it. Practice it. Live it. Chapter 6. Create powerful daily habits. Your life is the sum of your daily habits. What you do repeatedly determines who you become and what you achieve. Your best self has powerful habits, not just positive habits, powerful ones. Habits that create compounding benefits. Habits that build the life you want. Most people have weak or negative habits. They repeat patterns that don't serve them. They waste time on low-value activities. They sabotage themselves through poor habits. Then they wonder why they're not becoming their best selves. It's because habits, not intentions, create results. Here's how to create powerful daily habits. Identify keystone habits. Some habits trigger other positive behaviors. These are keystone habits. Exercise is a keystone habit. People who exercise regularly tend to eat better, sleep better, and be more productive. Morning routines are keystone habits. Starting the day intentionally tends to improve the entire day. Identify 2 to 3 keystone habits. Focus on building these first. Start absurdly small. Most people fail at habit formation because they start too big. I'll exercise an hour daily. When you inevitably miss, you feel discouraged and quit. Start smaller than seems worth doing. 2 minutes of exercise. 1 page of reading. 5 minutes of meditation. The goal initially is consistency, not intensity. Build the habit of showing up. Increase duration later. Use habit stacking. Link new habits to existing behaviors. This makes them easier to remember and execute. After I pour my morning coffee, I'll write 3 lines in my journal. After I brush my teeth at night, I'll do 10 push-ups. The existing habit triggers the new one automatically. Make habits obvious. Don't hide habits. Make them visible and easy to remember. Put your workout clothes by your bed. Keep books on your nightstand. Place your journal on your coffee table. Visual cues trigger habits automatically. Track your habits. Use a calendar, app, or habit tracker. Mark each day you complete the habit. Visual evidence of your streak motivates you to maintain it. You don't want to break the chain. Never miss twice in a row. You'll occasionally miss a habit. That's fine. But never miss twice. Missing once is a mistake. Missing twice is the beginning of a new pattern, the pattern of not doing the habit. If you miss Monday, do it Tuesday no matter what. Design your environment. Make good habits easy and bad habits hard. Want to eat healthier? Put junk food out of sight and healthy food at eye level. Want to read more? Remove TV from bedroom and keep books visible. Want to waste less time on phone? Delete distracting apps. Your environment should support your habits, not fight them. Replace bad habits. Don't just eliminate them. Breaking habits leaves a void. Fill it with something better. Don't just stop scrolling social media, read instead. Don't just stop eating junk food, prepare healthy food. Don't just stop sleeping in, create morning routine you enjoy. Connect habits to identity. Don't say, I'm trying to exercise. Say, I'm someone who exercises. Identity-based habits are stronger than behavior-based habits. You're not trying to do something, you're being someone. Create implementation intentions. Be specific about when and where habits happen. Not I'll exercise more, but I'll do 20 minutes of exercise at 6 a.m. in my living room. Specificity creates commitment and removes decisions. Build habit rituals. Group habits into routines that happen together. Morning ritual: wake up, make bed, exercise, shower, meditate, plan day. Evening ritual: review day, plan tomorrow, read, prepare for bed. Rituals create powerful compound effects. Make habits rewarding. If habits feel purely like obligation, you won't maintain them. Find ways to make them immediately rewarding. Enjoy your morning coffee after exercise. Listen to favorite podcasts during workout. Use beautiful journal for writing. Start with one habit at a time. Don't overhaul your entire life at once. Master one habit, then add another. One habit for 30 days, then add second habit for next 30 days. Build your habit infrastructure gradually. Review and refine. Regularly assess your habits. What's working? What's not? What needs adjustment? Habits aren't set and forget. They require ongoing refinement. Here's why powerful habits matter for becoming your best self. Your best self is created through daily actions, not occasional bursts of effort. Habits are those daily actions. One workout doesn't create fitness. Daily exercise creates it. One day of healthy eating doesn't create health. Consistent nutrition creates it. One day of learning doesn't create expertise. Daily study creates it. Everything worthwhile is built through consistent daily action. Habits automate that consistency. Additionally, habits free your willpower. When something is habitual, you don't debate doing it. You just do it. This saves mental energy for other important decisions. Think about your current daily routine. What habits dominate it? Are they building your best self or maintaining your current self? If you want to become someone different, you need different habits. It's that simple. Change your daily habits, and you change yourself. Let me address a concern. Won't habits make my life rigid and boring? No. Habits handle basics automatically, so you have more freedom for creativity and spontaneity. When fundamental habits are solid, you're free. You don't waste energy on basic decisions. You're not scrambling to maintain basics. You're free to focus on higher pursuits. Another concern. I've tried to build habits and failed. Why will this time be different? Probably because you started too big or tried to change too much at once. Use the strategies in this chapter. Start smaller. Focus on one habit. Track it. Never miss twice. Build gradually. Here's your action step. Choose one keystone habit aligned with your best self. Make it tiny, something you can definitely do daily. For the next 30 days, do it every single day. Track it. Never miss twice. After 30 days of consistency, add another habit. Build your habit infrastructure, one habit at a time. Your best self has powerful daily habits. Build them systematically. Let them compound into extraordinary results. Create powerful daily habits. Automate your best self. Chapter 7. Develop mental toughness and resilience. Your journey to becoming your best self will include difficulty, setbacks, failures, challenges, obstacles, pain. Your best self doesn't avoid these, they navigate them with mental toughness and resilience. They don't break under pressure. They persist despite difficulty. Most people are mentally soft. They quit when things get hard. They're devastated by setbacks. They avoid challenges. They need perfect conditions to perform. This softness prevents them from becoming their best selves. Because becoming your best self requires handling difficulty you've never faced before. Here's how to develop mental toughness and resilience. Embrace discomfort regularly. Mental toughness is built through repeated exposure to discomfort. Do hard things when you don't have to. Cold showers, intense workouts, difficult conversations, challenging projects. Each uncomfortable experience builds your capacity to handle discomfort. Reframe challenges as opportunities. When you face difficulty, don't think, "This is terrible." Think, "This is an opportunity to become tougher." Every challenge is training. Every difficulty is development. This reframe makes hardship valuable rather than just painful. Practice going further than you think you can. Mental toughness comes from discovering you're capable of more than you believed. When exercise gets hard, do 5 more reps. When work gets tedious, do 15 more minutes. When you want to quit, persist a bit longer. Prove to yourself repeatedly that your limits are negotiable. Develop a one more mentality. When you hit your apparent limit, do one more rep, one more page, one more attempt, one more day. This mentality extends your capacity incrementally but powerfully. Maintain composure under pressure. Mental toughness includes staying calm when others panic. Practice staying calm in stressful situations. Take deep breaths. Slow down. Think clearly. Build your suffering tolerance. You can't avoid all suffering, but you can increase your capacity to endure it without breaking. Fasting, endurance exercise, meditation through discomfort. These build suffering tolerance. Separate discomfort from danger. Most discomfort isn't dangerous. Being tired isn't dangerous. Being uncomfortable isn't dangerous. Being scared isn't dangerous. Learn to recognize the difference. Persist through discomfort that isn't actually dangerous. Develop grit through long-term commitment. Mental toughness Include sustained effort over time despite obstacles. Commit to challenging long-term goals. Work on them consistently despite setbacks. This builds grit. Practice problem-solving under stress. Your brain works differently under stress. Practice solving problems while stressed. This builds capacity to think clearly in difficult situations. Build recovery practices. Resilience isn't just enduring stress, it's recovering from it quickly. Develop practices that help you recover. Sleep, exercise, meditation, nature time, social connection. Reframe failure as feedback. Resilient people don't see failure as catastrophic. They see it as information. This didn't work. What can I learn? What will I try differently? This reframe allows quick recovery and continued effort. Maintain perspective during difficulty. When facing challenges, remember, this is temporary. You've overcome difficulties before. This too shall pass. Perspective prevents catastrophizing and maintains hope. Build identity as someone resilient. I'm someone who handles difficulty. I'm tough. I persist. I overcome. This identity makes resilience automatic rather than something you force. Use visualization. Regularly visualize yourself handling difficulty with composure and effectiveness. Your brain doesn't distinguish perfectly between real and vividly imagined experiences. Mental practice builds mental toughness. Accept pain as part of growth. All growth involves discomfort. You can't become your best self comfortably. Accept this. Don't resist pain, expect it, and move through it. Here's why mental toughness matters for becoming your best self. Your best self faces challenges your current self hasn't faced yet. Bigger opportunities, higher stakes, more responsibility, greater complexity. If you're mentally soft, you'll avoid these challenges or crumble under their pressure. Your growth stops at your pain tolerance. If you're mentally tough, you'll face challenges and persist through their difficulty. Your growth continues as long as you're willing to endure discomfort. Additionally, mental toughness attracts opportunity. People trust tough people with important responsibilities. They know tough people will persist when others quit. Think about someone you admire for their mental strength. They've probably faced significant difficulties, but difficulty didn't break them, it made them stronger. That's resilience in action, and you can develop it. Let me address a concern. Isn't mental toughness just suppressing emotions and powering through? No, that's brittleness, not toughness. Brittle things break under pressure. Tough things bend without breaking. Mental toughness includes emotional awareness and healthy expression, but it also includes not being controlled by emotions or circumstances. Another concern: what if I'm just not naturally tough? Toughness isn't natural. It's developed. Every tough person you know built their toughness through experience and practice. You can do the same. Start with small discomforts. Build gradually. Your toughness will grow. Here's your action step. Choose one weekly practice that builds mental toughness. Maybe a challenging workout. Maybe cold exposure. Maybe a difficult project. Do it consistently for 12 weeks. Notice how your mental toughness grows. Also, this week, when you face difficulty, practice the one more mentality. When you want to quit, go a bit further. Prove to yourself you're tougher than you thought. Develop mental toughness and resilience. Become someone who doesn't break under pressure. Become someone who persists despite difficulty. Your best self is tough. Build that toughness deliberately. Chapter 8. Invest in continuous learning and skill development. Your best self is significantly more capable than your current self. This increased capability comes from one source: continuous learning and skill development. You can't become your best self while remaining at your current capability level. Growth requires developing new skills, expanding knowledge, and increasing competence. Most people stop learning after formal education. They coast on existing knowledge and skills. They don't develop deliberately. Then they plateau. Their careers stagnate. Their opportunities diminish. Their value doesn't increase. Don't let this be you. Your best self is a learning machine. Always growing. Always developing. Always improving. Here's how to invest in continuous learning. Make learning a daily practice. Don't learn occasionally when inspired. Learn daily as standard practice. Read 20 pages daily. Watch one educational video. Practice one skill. Study one topic. Daily learning compounds extraordinarily over time. Identify skills your best self possesses. What capabilities does your ideal self have that you lack currently? Maybe public speaking. Maybe financial literacy. Maybe leadership. Maybe specific technical skills. List them. These become your learning roadmap. Prioritize high-value skills. Some skills have greater impact than others. Prioritize learning skills that create disproportionate returns. Skills that increase earning. Skills that improve health. Skills that enhance relationships. Skills that multiply other capabilities. Use deliberate practice. Don't just practice deliberately. This means focused attention on specific aspects, immediate feedback on performance, repetition with continuous refinement, pushing slightly beyond current ability, reflection on what works and what doesn't. Deliberate practice creates expertise. Casual practice maintains mediocrity. Seek quality instruction. Learn from people who've mastered what you're learning. Read their books. Take their courses. If possible, hire them as coaches. Quality instruction accelerates learning dramatically. Apply learning immediately. Don't just consume information. Use it. Read about negotiation? Negotiate something today. Learn about fitness? Apply it in your next workout. Study communication? Practice in your next conversation. Application solidifies learning and reveals gaps. Teach what you're learning. Teaching forces clarity and reveals what you don't fully understand. Write about it. Explain it to others. Create tutorials. Mentor someone. Create a learning system. Don't leave learning to chance. Build a system. Reading time each morning. Coursework each evening. Practice sessions on weekends. Review and reflection monthly. Systems ensure consistent learning. Learn across domains. Don't just learn in your field. Study diverse subjects: psychology, philosophy, history, science, art, business, health. These create unusual combinations of knowledge that spark creativity. Document your learning. Keep notes. Write summaries. Create references. Documented learning is easier to review and apply. It also tracks your development. Join learning communities. Learn alongside others. Join courses, groups, forums. Community accelerates learning through shared knowledge, motivation, and accountability. Set learning goals. Don't just read random things. Set specific learning objectives. Master public speaking by end of year. Learn Python in 6 months. Understand financial markets by Q2. Goals. Focus your learning efforts. Invest money in learning. Books, courses, conferences, coaching, tools. These aren't expenses, they're investments in your most valuable asset, yourself. Budget for learning. Prioritize it financially. Make learning enjoyable. If learning feels like pure obligation, you won't sustain it. Find approaches you enjoy. Love reading? Learn through books. Prefer audio? Use podcasts and audiobooks. Like interaction? Take live courses. Practice what you learn consistently. Knowledge without application is useless. Skills without practice atrophy. Build practice into your routine. 30 minutes daily. Practicing what you're learning. Seek feedback on your learning. How do you know if you're learning effectively? Get feedback. Test yourself. Ask experts to evaluate. Get peer review. Measure results. Update old knowledge. Fields evolve. What you learned years ago might be outdated. Regularly update your knowledge. Here's why continuous learning matters for becoming your best self. Your best self has capabilities you don't currently have. The only way to develop those capabilities is through learning. You can't think bigger without learning more. You can't solve harder problems without developing new skills. You can't create more value without increasing competence. Additionally, learning keeps you relevant. The world changes rapidly. Skills that were valuable yesterday might be less valuable tomorrow. Continuous learners adapt. They develop new skills. As old ones become obsolete, they stay valuable regardless of changes. Think about successful people you admire. Almost all are voracious learners. They read extensively. They take courses. They develop skills deliberately. That's not coincidence. Their success comes partly from their commitment to continuous learning. Let me address a concern. I don't have time for learning with everything else I'm doing. You don't have time not to learn. Without learning, your capability stays static while demands increase. Eventually, you're overwhelmed. Also, learning doesn't require huge time blocks. 20 to 30 minutes daily creates massive growth over time. Another concern. I'm too old to learn new things effectively. Research shows adults can learn throughout life. Learning might be slightly slower than childhood, but it's absolutely possible. Your age is irrelevant. Your commitment to learning is what matters. Here's your action step. Choose one skill critical for your best self. Create a 90-day learning plan. What resources will you use? How will you practice? How much time daily? How will you measure progress? Then execute that plan. 90 days of focused learning creates significant skill development. After 90 days, choose your next skill. Build your capabilities systematically. Invest in continuous learning. Develop skills deliberately. Become increasingly capable. Your best self never stops learning. Adopt that mindset. Live that commitment. Chapter 9. Build meaningful relationships and connections. You don't become your best self in isolation. You become it through and alongside other people. The relationships you build profoundly affect who you become. Your best self has meaningful connections. Not just many relationships, meaningful ones. Deep, genuine, mutually beneficial, supportive. Most people have shallow or toxic relationships. Connections based on convenience or habit rather than genuine compatibility. Relationships that drain rather than energize. Then they wonder why they feel alone despite being surrounded by people. It's because quantity of relationships doesn't equal quality. Here's how to build meaningful relationships. Be selective about relationships. You can't have deep relationships with everyone. Choose carefully who you invest in. Look for people who share your values, who are growing, who are positive, who are authentic, who bring out your best self. Quality over quantity. A few deep relationships beat many shallow ones. Invest deeply in chosen relationships. Once you've selected people worth connecting with, invest heavily. Time, attention, vulnerability, support, consistency. These create depth. Don't spread yourself thin across many surface relationships. Go deep with select people. Be authentic. Meaningful relationships require authenticity. You can't connect deeply while wearing masks. Show who you really are. Share your real thoughts. Express genuine feelings. Be vulnerable. This creates real connection, not just pleasant interaction. Practice deep listening. Most people listen superficially, waiting for their turn to talk. This doesn't create connection. Listen deeply. Be fully present. Understand not just words but meaning and feeling. Deep listening creates profound connection. Add value to relationships. Don't just take. Give. Support others' growth. Celebrate their wins. Help with their challenges. The best relationships are mutually beneficial. Both people make each other better. Be consistent and reliable. Meaningful relationships require trust. Trust comes from consistent, reliable behavior. Follow through on commitments. Show up when needed. Be dependable. Handle conflict constructively. All relationships have conflict. What matters is how you handle it. Address issues directly and respectfully. Don't avoid conflict or explode in anger. Navigate it constructively. Relationships that handle conflict well become stronger. Respect boundaries. Everyone has limits on time, energy, and intimacy. Respect them. Don't demand more than people can give. Don't push past their boundaries. Respect creates safety, which deepens connection. Maintain relationships proactively. Don't let important relationships fade through neglect. Maintain them intentionally. Regular contact. Plan time together. Checking in. Small gestures that show you care. Be vulnerable appropriately. Vulnerability creates connection, but it should be gradual and reciprocal. Share progressively deeper things as trust builds. Don't overshare immediately or remain completely guarded. Celebrate others' success. Genuine celebration of others' wins shows you're secure and supportive. This creates positive relationships where people feel encouraged rather than envious. Forgive when appropriate. People make mistakes. When they genuinely apologize and change behavior, forgive. Holding grudges destroys relationships. Forgiveness maintains them. End relationships that don't serve you. Not all relationships should be maintained. Some are toxic. Some have run their course. Have the courage to end relationships that consistently harm you or prevent your growth. Build diverse relationships. Don't only connect with people exactly like you. Diverse perspectives enrich you. Different ages, different backgrounds, different fields, different perspectives. Create shared experiences. Relationships deepen through shared experiences, especially challenging ones. Work on projects together. Face challenges together. Create memories together. Express appreciation. Tell people what they mean to you. Express gratitude for their impact. Appreciation strengthens relationships and makes others feel valued. Here's why meaningful relationships matter for becoming your best self. You become like the people you spend time with. Choose people ahead of you on the path you're walking. If you surround yourself with people who are disciplined, growth-oriented, and successful, you'll become more disciplined, growth-oriented, and successful. If you surround yourself with people who are negative, stagnant, and complaining, you'll become more negative, stagnant, and complaining. Additionally, meaningful relationships provide support during difficult periods. Becoming your best self is hard. Having people who believe in you makes it possible. They encourage when you're discouraged. They celebrate your progress. They hold you accountable. They believe in you when you doubt yourself. Think about your current close relationships. Are they making you better or keeping you the same? Are they supportive or draining? Are they growing or stagnant? Your relationships significantly influence who you become. Choose and cultivate them wisely. Let me address a concern. What if I need to distance from family or old friends who aren't supportive? This is difficult but sometimes necessary. You're not obligated to maintain close relationships that prevent your growth. You can love people from a distance. You can wish them well, while not spending significant time with them. Your growth matters. Protect it even if that means changing relationships. Another concern. How do I find high-quality people to connect with? Put yourself in places where quality people gather. Courses, professional groups, mastermind groups, conferences, quality gyms, community organizations. High-quality people are intentional about growth and community. Go where they go. Here's your action step. Audit your current close relationships. List your 5 closest connections. For each, ask, does this relationship make me better? Is it mutually supportive? Is it authentic and deep? Does this person share my values and growth orientation? If any relationships don't meet these criteria, decide how to handle them. Maybe increase distance. Maybe have honest conversation. Maybe end them. Then identify 1 or 2 people you'd like to build deeper connection with. Invest more deliberately in those relationships. Build meaningful relationships. Surround yourself with people who elevate you. Become better through positive connections. Your best self doesn't exist alone. Create the relationship ecosystem that supports your best self. Chapter 10. Live with clear purpose and intention. Your best self doesn't drift through life, reacting to whatever comes. Your best self lives with clear purpose and daily intention. Purpose is your why, the deeper reason you're becoming your best self. Intention is bringing that purpose into your daily choices and actions. Most people live without clear purpose. They're busy, but not purposeful. They achieve things, but don't know why those things matter. They're drifting, not directing their lives. This purposeless busyness is exhausting and unfulfilling. You might accomplish things, but they don't create meaning or satisfaction. Your best self lives differently, with clarity about what matters and why, with intention in daily actions, with purpose guiding all choices. Here's how to live with clear purpose and intention. Define your purpose. Why are you here? What matters most to you? What impact do you want to have? This isn't about finding some cosmic purpose assigned to you. It's about choosing what you'll make meaningful. Write your purpose statement. A few sentences describing what you're living for. Connect daily actions to purpose. Purpose isn't just something you think about occasionally. It guides daily choices. Each morning ask, how will today's actions serve my purpose? Each evening, did today align with my purpose? This connection makes daily life meaningful rather than just busy. Make decisions through your purpose filter. When facing decisions, ask, which choice better serves my purpose? This simplifies decisions and ensures they're aligned with what truly matters. Eliminate activities that don't serve purpose. You're doing things that don't matter to your purpose. They're habit or obligation or distraction. Audit your activities. What doesn't serve your purpose? Eliminate or minimize it. This creates space for what does matter. Set purpose-aligned goals. Don't just set random goals. Set goals that serve your purpose. Each goal should connect to your deeper why. This creates motivation that sustains through difficulty. Create purpose rituals. Build regular practices that connect you to purpose. Maybe weekly reflection on purpose. Maybe daily reading of your purpose statement. Maybe meditation on your deeper why. These rituals keep purpose front of mind. Share your purpose. Tell important people about your purpose. This creates accountability and invites support. Align your environment with purpose. Your environment should remind you of purpose. Visual representations of your purpose. Quotes that resonate. Images that inspire. Create environmental cues. Evaluate regularly. Is your life aligned with your purpose? Are you drifting? Are daily actions serving your deeper why? Monthly evaluation keeps you on track. Be willing to change course. Sometimes, you discover your purpose needs refinement, or circumstances change what's possible. Be flexible. Purpose isn't rigid. It's your chosen direction, and you can adjust it. Find others with aligned purpose. Connect with people who share or support your purpose. This creates community around what matters. Make purpose bigger than yourself. Purpose purely about yourself is limiting. Include how you'll impact others or the world. This creates meaning beyond personal achievement. Accept that purpose evolves. Your purpose at 25 might differ from purpose at 45. Allow evolution. Regular reflection ensures your purpose remains authentic to who you're becoming. Live intentionally daily. Beyond overall purpose, bring intention to each day. Start each day with intention. Today, I intend to. End each day with reflection. Was I intentional? Today, practice presence. Purpose and intention require presence. Be here now, not lost in past or future. Mindfulness practices support intentional living. Here's why purpose and intention matter for becoming your best self. Your best self isn't just more capable, they're more purposeful. They know why their capabilities matter. They know what they're building toward. This purpose provides motivation when things are hard. It creates meaning in daily effort. It guides decisions and priorities. Without purpose, you might achieve things but feel empty. With purpose, achievements feel meaningful because they serve something that matters. Additionally, purpose attracts opportunities and people. When you're clearly purposeful, others recognize it and want to support it. Think about people you admire. They almost always have clear purpose. They know their why. Their lives reflect that purpose. That's not accident. That's intentional living. And you can do the same. Let me address a concern. What if I don't know my purpose? What if nothing feels meaningful? Start with what interests or moves you. What problems do you care about? What activities feel meaningful? What impact do you want to have? Your purpose doesn't have to be grandiose. It can be raising good children, creating beauty, helping your community, building excellent work. Start with what resonates and refine through living. Another concern: what if my purpose seems unattainable or impractical? Break it into practical expressions. You might not save the entire world, but you can impact your community. You might not achieve perfection, but you can pursue excellence daily. Purpose guides direction. It doesn't demand perfect arrival. Here's your action step. Write your purpose statement this week. Take time to reflect. What matters most to you? What do you want your life to be about? Write 3 to 5 sentences capturing your purpose. Then put it somewhere visible. Each morning for the next month, read your purpose statement. Ask how today will serve it. Each evening, reflect on whether the day aligned with purpose. Live with clear purpose and daily intention. Make your life meaningful through purposeful action. Your best self knows why they're here and lives accordingly. Define your purpose. Live it intentionally. Create a meaningful life through purposeful action. Success starts with you. And purposeful, you creates meaningful success. We've explored 10 dimensions of becoming your best self. Taking complete ownership, developing unwavering self-discipline, cultivating a growth mindset, building character through integrity, mastering emotions and responses, creating powerful daily habits, developing mental toughness and resilience, investing in continuous learning, building meaningful relationships, and living with clear purpose and intention. These aren't separate paths, they're interconnected dimensions of one transformation. Together, they create your best self. But understanding these dimensions is only the beginning. Knowledge without action changes nothing. Implementation is everything. Here's what you need to understand. Becoming your best self isn't a destination, it's a journey. You never arrive at best self and stop growing. Your best self keeps evolving. This is actually empowering. You're not trying to reach some fixed endpoint. You're committing to continuous growth and development. Always becoming better. Always evolving toward fuller expression of your potential. Right now, you're at a choice point. You can close this audiobook and continue being who you've been, or you can commit to becoming your best self starting today. Most people choose the former. They appreciate the ideas but don't implement them. They intend to change but maintain old patterns. They want to become better but won't do the work. Don't be most people. Your life right now is the result of who you've been. Your future life will be the result of who you become. If you want a different future, you must become a different person. Not completely different, but elevated, improved, more capable, more disciplined, stronger, wiser, more intentional. That transformation starts today, not someday, not when circumstances are better, not when you feel ready. Today. Here's what happens when you commit to becoming your best self. Everything changes. Not overnight, but progressively. Each day you're slightly better than the day before. Each week, you're noticeably different from the previous week. Each month represents significant growth. Each year is transformative. This compound growth creates a life unrecognizable from where you started. Not because of one dramatic change, but because of consistent, small improvements over time. Additionally, success becomes natural. When you're operating as your best self, disciplined, growth-oriented, emotionally intelligent, continuously learning success isn't something you chase. It's something you create naturally through your way of being. Opportunities come to people who've developed themselves. Relationships flourish around people of character. Achievement follows those who are disciplined and persistent. Impact comes from those living with purpose. Success starts with you. Always. Your external world reflects your internal development. Change internally, and everything external shifts. Think about where you could be in 1 year if you committed fully to becoming your best self. 1 year of taking ownership, building discipline, learning continuously, growing in all dimensions. You'd be unrecognizable, more capable, more confident, more successful, more fulfilled. living with purpose and achieving things you can't yet imagine. Now think about where you'll be in 1 year if you don't commit. Probably roughly where you are now, maybe slightly worse due to natural drift. The difference between these two futures is your choice today. Will you commit to becoming your best self? If yes, and I hope you will, here's how to begin. Choose one dimension from this audiobook. Maybe ownership, maybe discipline, maybe purpose. Whatever resonates most strongly. Commit to implementing that dimension fully for 30 days. Take ownership completely. Build discipline consistently. Define and live your purpose. After 30 days, you'll have momentum. Add another dimension, then another. Build your best self progressively. Don't try to transform everything at once. That's overwhelming and leads to giving up. Transform systematically, one dimension at a time. But start today. Choose your first dimension and begin implementing immediately. Remember, success starts with you, not with circumstances, not with opportunities, not with other people, with you. Who you are determines what you achieve. Who you become determines what becomes possible. Your best self is capable of extraordinary things, but you have to become that person first. Stop waiting for external changes to improve your life. Start making internal changes that transform everything. Take ownership. Build discipline. Grow continuously. Master yourself. Create powerful habits. Develop toughness. Learn voraciously. Build meaningful connections. Live with purpose. These aren't just principles, they're the pathway to your best self. And your best self is the pathway to genuine, sustainable success. You're capable of so much more than you're currently demonstrating. You know this. You feel it. That capability is waiting to be developed. Develop it. Become it. Live it. Become your best self. Not someday. Not when everything's perfect. Now. Start today with one choice. One action. One commitment to being better. Then repeat tomorrow. And the next day. And the next. Day by day, choice by choice, action by action, you become your best self. And your best self creates your best life. Success starts with you. Start becoming that person today. Your journey begins now.